Welcome to Leafy Legacy Herb Farm. Farm belongs to myself, Jane Peck, as well as Mike Jensen. And see if I can get you a little bit of more picture. Our guest and rental cabin, as well as our home, old barn, and woods. Today, I would like to introduce you to one of our natural wild herbs, the juniper berries, which are pretty Scandinavian, and we'll show you the uses and also our love of the trees they come from, the red cedars. So this is Mike and I, and we're on our deck on a lovely warm day in early December. About to go and look for a Christmas tree. I thought I'd give you a little view of our upper prairie. You can see lots of red cedar waiting along the fence line. Big round ones. And you can see off into the distance where the confluence of the Root River is. So we have the north branch of the Root River by us, and then the other one comes through Lanesboro, and they meet right out there where you see the hills cross just below there. Lots of aspen trees. Yeah, lots of trees that we have let grow in where there used to be pasture, and we keep these fields mowed for prairie. Here we have one of our red cedar trees called Eastern red cedar. They are all over the driftless. Actually, they're all in 37 states. And you often see hedges of them like this. They are amazing trees. They have medicinal value. They have beautiful red heartwood for furniture if you can get them big enough. They produce these berries, which I have been picking, and the berries are I use when I'm flavoring my gravlax, the cured salmon. This is something that is also done in Norway. Let's go closer to see the berries. Here they are. So the official name of this is Juniper virginiana. And I don't know the official name of the Norwegian tree, if it's exactly the same or not. They're beautiful, beautiful berries, and picking branches of these for the holidays, even though the branches have become a little brownish, which is what they tend to do in the winter. The berries just make them so beautiful. So I have just picked a few of these. They are ripe. They ripen in usually November, and I'm lucky to find a tree that has not had the berries eaten by the wild turkeys. So I can pick them. I recommend you get them a little earlier, earlier in November even. Now I can use these berries as is. I'll just chop them up a little bit. You can dry them and keep them for years in a canning jar, right? When they're dried, you have to pound them, kind of like peppercorns, to crack them, to make them work well for your gravlax. Or Native Americans also use them for cooking and for medicine. All of the Midwestern tribes like the Dakota, the Ho-Chunk, the Omaha, etc., have used these. Here's a beautiful red cedar. When I mentioned the name Juniper virginiana, that was to show you that actually the name red cedar is not accurate, but it is what we all call it. This is a juniper tree. So what we are picking is juniper berries. And you can look them up, you know, as to what you do with juniper berries. But juniper berries, like I said, were also used in Norway. So if we're looking for a tree, you might say, oh, this one has a beautiful shape. It's pretty darn big for our house, but it's a beautiful shape. The one we saw up here is a more typical shape, which is basically round. My daughter, when we pick a tree like this, my daughter calls it a Christmas bush. So we generally have to search and search and search to find one that really actually looks kind of like a Christmas tree. But we will. We find one every year. Would you like me to demonstrate?
Why don't you, yeah, you said you had a hot cocoa recipe. Why don't we do that?
Okay. So we'll start here.
Shameless plug for our local PBS station. That's good.
Yeah. Just make you think of Julia.
Oh, right.
Here I am. I am going to put in 1 tablespoon of pure cocoa, Hershey's cocoa, inexpensive, nothing in it but cocoa, right? You don't want to get a cocoa mix, you want pure cocoa. And then we put in 2 tablespoons of, I'm going to make it this time with the winter spice syrup. It also is great with mint syrup. I like them both. So 1.
And mint and chocolate are a classic combo for sure.
That's lovely. But so is chocolate with cinnamon and vanilla. So hard to decide, right? So here we have this. It's like not mixing well. Uh-oh, what do? Well, what we do is we add just a couple tablespoons of boiling water, which makes it mix up really well. And then, once we have that, we just pour in the milk.
Wow.
It's ready for the microwave.
That's fantastic.
It's all done. None of that list of 30 ingredients that you get in your Cocoa Mix, right? Far better for you or your kids. Actual herbs coming in that syrup that are good for you. And totally natural.
I love it. Well, hey, Jane, thanks. I think, people can go to your Facebook page and follow you. I'm sure there are plenty of more recipes there, but